pretty close. Gave me an Arapahoe address, but this is pretty much almost like we're going into Oriental. Got the water on our side. Yeah, that's pretty nice out there. Pretty nice. So we're 5 minutes away or so. But yeah, this is those two water sources. I'm assuming got a lot of water sources down here because of course there's the water. But we'll see what's going on with it. Hopefully she'll be something simple. A nice drive. It kind of had me go around a long different way, and now I started looking and I'm like, dude, we're pretty much in Oriental, so why don't we just come down that way? But either way, we're almost there. We'll see what we got going on. What do you know, another dirt road. You know, they said I came down here to do an inspection on this, and I really don't remember doing this. Maybe it'll be more revealing once we get there, but it doesn't ring very many bells, that's for sure. But maybe. Says we're close. This must be it down here. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I guess it kind of looks familiar. But it's been months since I've been here. I think I came here in the beginning of the summer. Supposed to be a lockbox there. That's cool. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get our stuff set up and figure out what's going on. All right. So here we are. Yeah, this house doesn't look very familiar to me. I just went and looked at the downstairs water source. No, it's definitely not something I've good night, worked on. Trying to figure out how to get to the attic to see the upstairs. Nothing in here. Looks like they got a new 5000. It's 75, set on 75. So maybe the upstairs unit is doing good. Nothing in here. Doesn't smell the greatest. Who knows, maybe it's... There we go. No, maybe she's zone system. I don't know, we're gonna pop this one down a little bit, let this run. I think the one he's wanting us to look at is down here. I gotta go this way. Nice little place. But like everything, it could use some work. But it's a nice little spot. But this is all of our water and everything in here. It's got a Florida heat pump. No, it is by Bosch. But we'll see what's going on. Looks like someone's replaced a capacitor. There's not really a place where I can check water. This is what I see on the outside. Not sure what they got going on. Looks like they got a solenoid on outgoing and on incoming. And it looks like it feeds over. That's kind of wild. I hope they don't think the drain is going to drain like this. Maybe there's tons of water in this box. Jesus Christ. Okay. How do we open these garage doors? Nothing up there. Oh, come on. There you go. This looks like a manual garage door anyways. No, it's all right. Okay. Let's grab our stuff. Let's take her apart. Alright, so got it cranked down a good bit. We're going to have to fix the drain. That's how they got it draining in there. And it's just, I mean, it's completely soaked. There's no way it's going to drain properly. So what I'm going to do is, now you hear it draining. I'm going to figure out a way to strap it to this, tie it up a little bit, get a little bit better grade, because like that, it's not going to do anything. You know, but the compressor had just turned off. There is a variable speed blower motor. That sounds like the blower motor is cutting down. Interesting. We should still be calling. So let's go inside. Look at the thermostat. There's no way it's satisfied itself. And it's cool in here, but there's no way it's satisfied. It was just on 70, just went to 74 where I had it, so we're going to crank it down on 70. It feels really humid in here though, and I think it's because of that drainage issue. That blower motor's catching it and then throwing it. So we're going to fix that drainage issue. Check pressure is just, you know, kind of our normal spiel. But I noticed we're getting an O signal. We're not getting anything on G. We're not getting anything on Y. We're not getting anything. Of course, it's not calling right now, so we'll give it a second. I'm gonna see if I can hook up my gauges. Let's see how I would. That looks like this looks like our low. This looks like our high. It's pretty warm. Ooh, it's very warm. Maybe this thing is going out on thermal or something. Not very ideal. It's way up here. This looks like another low side here. I need to find our high side, and sometimes how they make these things are a pain in the butt to see behind it. Let's kill the power. We can investigate a little bit better, and then we'll introduce the power back to it. I just don't want to get shocked. I'm reaching around in here. So this will be our suction. That will be our discharge or our liquid. We could go off of this one right here, but we're gonna go right off of the compressor. I don't know for sure. Looks like they got a new Rheem. What is that? Electric, yeah, electric water heater. And then some Westinghouse water softeners, it looks like. Oh, I hear you. Okay, well let's figure it out. Who knows? This could be a zone somewhere up in the attic. So we're hooked up. We just cut it back on. Pump just came on. We got a Y signal. We got a G signal. And we got a flashing light on our CFM. Our blower motor is ramping up. This is a 410A refrigerant in this system. I'm thinking something's going on, maybe with refrigerant or something. And I can't check water temps. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to check water temps on this thing. There's gotta be a way, but no, I don't know. That's why I don't like how they did that. That's completely garbage to me. So hopefully our compressor kicks on here soon and we can see really what it's looking like. Just want to get ambient temperature inside of here to see if it spikes out of control or anything when this thing starts running. We got a call for Y1, but we haven't. Doesn't look like we've come out. Looks like we come out of this board. Got one. And we got two. Interesting. Let's grab the meter in. But it might, board could be in a delay. You don't really want to jump the gun too terribly much on these. When you do start noticing it is not exactly cooperating, that's when you want to start checking stuff. This mess. Yeah, but I don't remember this house, so there we go. There's our contactor. Contactor just pulled in. Yeah, like I said, you just don't want to jump the gun. Now these water source units tend to run lower head pressures than a standard unit, so you kind of have to keep that in mind. To be honest with you, it doesn't look too bad. See what kind of temps we're getting. Okay, well, we got our stuff all hooked up, and it's not really looking too bad. There's not really, unless I start going turn off insulation, I can't hook up my clamps. I'm not really trying to rip off a bunch of insulation. And this upstairs is doing beautiful. This doesn't look too terribly bad. I mean, we're doing really good dehumidification. Our empathy's looking good. Our split's looking not too bad. Of course, we can't hook any of that up, so we don't really know what that stuff is doing. Section line's really hot. Oh, well, duh, because we're not hooked up, so that's just when it gets really hot like this. I guess the buyer thinks it should perform a little bit better. I mean, it should perform a little bit better. If we're getting 73 upstairs, you shouldn't have any problem pulling down here. I'm gonna get a thermometer. I'm gonna place on top of that, see if that's reading correct. Alright, so we got the drainage issue fixed. You know, and that could very well be, you know, a big issue, especially down here on the water. I mean, humidity is just brutal. And you always got to think about any kind of water. So we're getting almost a 16 degree split. And our pressures don't look bad. I mean, they really don't. The head pressure is kind of high. I wish I could take temperatures on these. I really wish. But where do we take our temperatures at? That's a terrible design right there. You know, terrible design. There's nowhere to. I mean, I've looked over this whole thing. There's not a very easy way to be able to check temperatures. So that's very frustrating. You know, I don't want to cause any problems with inserting things in places it shouldn't be inserted in. Haven't got a code. Yeah, it's running its heart out, you know. That's where we're getting our return from. And our supply is right on the other side of this wall. Well, just hang out with it, let it run, keep checking it. But it should be able to pretty much get it desired wherever. I'm gonna place this thermostat, or this thermometer. We're gonna put it right over the top of that thermostat and see if this thermostat is reading true. I have been to, you can just walk in here and it's really nice. Then you get over to this side and it's like, but I have been to some places where thermostat is not exactly 100%. See, look. We'll give it a second. It's kind of beat up, but we'll give that a second to read, and then we'll come back in here. What I'm probably going to do is take one of my this right here, and I'm also going to stick it, you know, kind of, you know, people level. That's a good level for a person right there. We're not getting any draft out of here. Yeah, we're getting a draft out of there. Not a good idea. Not a good idea. No, there's a vent there. This will work. We'll give that a minute to adjust. See, look at that. 69.6. This thermostat could be a little wonked. So look at our supply. We're gonna give that time to register, but I'm thinking we might have a thermostat issue. I have seen them like that. I have seen them read 3-4 degrees off. Like I said, I didn't think anything was wrong with this. It's reading really good. That's the bridge we crossed over. Come this way. It's a very nice area out here. Very nice area. Alright, well, according to Fieldpiece, this thermostat is reading correctly. I brought a new thermostat in here just to kind of see. You know, this is telling me 72.9, but I'm gonna go off of this. Had the other one in this room right here, sitting up here, and it was like 72 degrees in here. So we're kind of getting a little bit of moving around. Now this one's saying 73. Let's see what the unit outside is doing really quick. Or the unit in the garage. Yeah. That's not going to tell me anything. We're just looking at pressures really. Hooked my phone up to this, so now we can get the weather and we can see what it looks like. So 86.5 outside, 79 degree or 79% humidity, an elevation of 6 feet. I would say our elevation is maybe 6 feet. Maybe 6 feet. Let's see what that return one's looking like. So that's where I got it on top of the thermostat, 74.4. Maybe she's doing what she can. I'm not a big fan of those Florida heat pumps. If it was up to me, I would tell him to get a Bosch, like he's got upstairs. That's doing perfectly fine. Looks like there's a hole or something in there. Or possibly get a, what's it called? A Comfort Star. Geostars are alright as long as, you know, they weren't built on a Friday. Which that one we were working on seems like it might have been built on a Friday. But other than that, I mean, the unit's working its butt off. It just doesn't seem like, you know, it's getting to where it should. I mean, it should be able to, 3.5 tons should be able to cool this house pretty decently. The only problem I'm noticing is there's one return. Of course, this return has no filter in it, but there's a filter out at the unit, and I have checked the filter. The filter is clean, but there's only one return. What I would have done is possibly put another return in here. Maybe a return right there or somewhere. Maybe a return right here. But I feel like that one return is just not quite cutting it. You guys worried about it being a... So here's the upstairs return right here. See how much bigger it is? Filter didn't look too terribly bad at all. But he's thinking this is gonna be a deal breaker. Have you seen your walls, buddy? Unit's working good though. So hopefully, you know, I mean, just is what it is on these high humidity hot days. Now, like I was saying, the drain line was not correctly ran. I have corrected that problem. So hopefully it can drain now. But what was going on is all the water in the pan was just going out, soaking the insulation, and probably running down into here, spreading humidity into the house. So now that we've corrected the drain issue, you know, if it gives it a little bit, maybe it will do a little bit better. But I'm gonna go ahead and degauge and take everything off, and then we're gonna roll up out of here. Alright, so check the system out down here. Temperatures are reading the same on the thermostats. I put my psychrometers in there, and then I got a 5,000 out of the truck and just, you know, just checking. So really the only thing that I found to be a problem is the drain line. How the drain line was run, I don't think it was going to drain at all. And what was going on, it was soaking that insulation, and then therefore it was draining down into the supply, and then adding to the latent heat. You know, just that humidity, blowing that humidity inside the house. I did leave the unit running just so it would help, you know, dehumidify it, and also so it can help dry up that moisture. So maybe with that moisture, you know, coming out of that unit, you know, with the drain working like it should, maybe that'll help the guy out a little bit. But other than that, I mean, the unit's working like it should. We're not getting any kind of faults. We're not getting any kind of problems with it. I don't like the fact that I couldn't take a temperature rise on our water. It's hard PVC, and that's not how I particularly would want to design it. I mean, it's kind of a messed up design. So heading back to New Bern and see what we get up here.